Welcome to Stoic Golden Tribe, the place where men rise above mediocrity and step into greatness. Today's lesson is not just about love, but about something far deeper: legacy. You see, history does not remember men for the gifts they bought their lovers, the sweet words they whispered, or the flowers they laid at someone's feet. History remembers men for the impact they left behind, the vision they carried, and the future they built. Great men do not only chase love, they build something that lasts beyond it, something that lives when they are gone. So in this video, we will uncover how powerful men throughout history built their legacies, why so many men today are distracted from theirs, and most importantly, how you as a man can start creating your own legacy now. If you are ready to rise above temporary pleasures and step into timeless greatness, then stay with me until the end. And if this message speaks to you, make sure to subscribe and join the Stoic Golden Tribe, where real men sharpen their minds and strengthen their spirits. Chapter 1. What legacy? Truly means legacy is not simply about wealth, possessions, or fame. These are temporary shadows, here today, gone tomorrow. Legacy is about the imprint of your life, the ripple of your actions that carries on when you are no longer here to speak, to move, or to breathe. Most men spend their entire lives chasing comfort. They want the approval of women, the applause of society, and the illusion of success. But a man who understands legacy is not concerned with applause. He is concerned with building something enduring. Think of it this way: wealth is like water in your hands. It slips away. Pleasure is like smoke. It fades into the air. But character, discipline, and vision, these are bricks. And every choice you make is either a strong brick added to your foundation or a weak one that will cause your life's structure to collapse. A legacy is not only about what people will say of you when you die, but about the standards you set while you live. Did you raise your children to be stronger than you? Did you uplift those around you? Did you resist the temptation to settle for mediocrity? Or did you waste your life chasing validation, proving nothing to yourself and leaving behind nothing but stories of failure? Every man has a choice. He can live for the moment and die with the moment. Or he can live for a vision and leave behind a future. A true legacy is built with intentionality. It is when a man aligns his daily discipline with a long-term vision. Legacy is not built in a single grand gesture. It is carved day by day with consistency. And here's the harsh truth: if you do not intentionally build your legacy, you are still leaving one, just not the one you want. Weakness leaves a legacy, cowardice leaves a legacy, neglect leaves a legacy, and your children, your family, your community will inherit it. So I ask you, will your life be remembered as a warning or as an example? Drop a comment below. What kind of legacy do you want to build as a man? Chapter 2. Great men who built legacy, not just love. History is filled with men who understood that their purpose was bigger than romance, bigger than pleasure, and bigger than themselves. These men loved, yes, but they never allowed love alone to define them. Instead, they built something greater, a legacy that shaped nations, cultures, and generations. Take Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor. He was not remembered for how romantic he was, nor for fleeting passions. He is remembered because, while leading the largest empire in the world, he left behind wisdom, the Meditations, a book of personal philosophy that has guided men for nearly 2,000 years. That was his legacy. His discipline, his thoughts, his character, these became eternal. Think of Nelson Mandela. He spent 27 years in prison. He had every reason to be bitter, to give up, to waste away. Yet he understood his life was not just his own. He came out of prison and led a divided nation into a new era of unity. His legacy was not about the relationships he had, it was about the vision he held, a vision bigger than his suffering. Or consider Alexander the Great. By the time most men today are still figuring out their purpose, Alexander had already conquered much of the known world. His vision of empire stretched beyond personal love. It was about creating something that reshaped history. Even after his death, the ripple of his ambition influenced culture, science, and politics for centuries. And then there is Martin Luther King Jr. He had a wife, a family, and a personal life, but his legacy went far beyond them. He became the voice of courage, justice, and equality. He could have lived quietly as a preacher in his church, but he chose a path that risked everything for something eternal. These men had relationships, they had human desires, they had weaknesses like any of us, but what separated them from ordinary men was that they placed mission above emotion. They did not let fleeting pleasures, heartbreaks, or distractions rob them of their vision. Legacy is never built by accident. It is built by men who are willing to sacrifice comfort for greatness. Now think about it, brother. When you study these men, do you admire them because of who they loved, or do you admire them because of what they built? Share your thoughts in the comments. Which historical figure do you believe left the greatest legacy, and why? Chapter 3. The dangers of living only for love. Without vision, love is beautiful. Love is powerful. But love without vision can also be destructive. A man who builds his entire life around love, without purpose, without mission, will eventually collapse under the weight of disappointment. History shows us countless examples of men who fell, not because they lacked strength, but because they placed love above their destiny. Samson, in the Bible, was a man chosen to lead, blessed with strength beyond any other. But his downfall came when he allowed his heart to be conquered instead of his enemies. His love for Delilah blinded him from his mission, and his story became a warning. A man who surrenders his vision for love will lose both. Even in modern times, how many men have given up their dreams, abandoned their ambitions, or silenced their greatness just to hold on to love? They forget that women are drawn to men with purpose. When a man abandons his mission for love, he often ends up losing both the mission and the woman. Love should be a partnership, not a prison. If love demands that you forget who you are, sacrifice your vision, and live in chains, you are not in love, you are enslaved. The man who lives only for love becomes fragile. He lives in fear of losing it, and that fear shapes every decision. He stops taking risks, he stops growing, he becomes a shadow of himself, clinging to affection as if it were his only source of life. And here lies the danger. A man without vision is easily controlled, easily broken, and easily forgotten. Think about it. How many stories have you heard of men who gave up everything, friends, career, ambition, for a relationship that later ended? They are left with nothing, no legacy, no impact, just regret. A man must understand, love should complement his mission, not replace it. The strongest relationships are not built when a man surrenders his purpose, but when he lives fully in it. A woman will respect you more when she sees you building something greater than yourself. When she sees you leading, when she sees you refusing to compromise your standards for comfort. The danger of living only for love is that you forget the very reason you exist: to create, to lead, to build, and to impact. Love without mission is like fire without wood. It burns bright for a moment, then dies into ashes. A man who lives only for love leaves behind no legacy because his entire life was consumed by the temporary. But a man who lives for vision leaves behind both love and legacy because his mission gives meaning to his relationships. Let me ask you, brother, have you ever seen a man lose himself in love and regret it later? What lesson did you learn from his story? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Chapter 4. How modern men can build their legacy. Today, brother, here is the truth. Every man alive today is writing his legacy, whether he knows it or not. The question is, will yours be a story worth telling, or will it be forgotten the moment you're gone? Legacy is not about waiting until you're old. It begins now. Every decision you make today, how you use your time, how you treat people, how you discipline your mind, is a brick in the foundation of your future. So how do you build a legacy in today's world where distractions are everywhere and most men are lost in pleasures? Let's break it down into 4 pillars. 1. Legacy begins with self-mastery. A man who cannot control himself cannot lead others, and he cannot build anything lasting. Self-mastery is about discipline, waking up when you said you would, resisting temptations that weaken you, controlling your emotions, and choosing long-term growth over short-term pleasure. Look at Marcus Aurelius, at Mandela, at men who changed the world. Before they led others, they mastered themselves. Your body, your mind, your spirit, this is your first kingdom. If you neglect it, you will never build an empire outside yourself. So ask yourself, what habits are building me and what habits are breaking me? A man's legacy starts with the battles no one else sees. 2. Build something that outlives you. Legacy requires creation. What will you build? For some men, it's a business. For others, it's a book, a philosophy, a movement, or even a family raised with strength and values. Every great man left something behind. Alexander left an empire. Marcus Aurelius left philosophy. Martin Luther King Jr. left a movement. What will you leave? Start small if you must. Write, teach, build a skill. Share your knowledge. Plant seeds that will outlive you. Do not underestimate the power of small actions done consistently. They become monuments over time. 3. Live with vision, not just emotions. Most men today are slaves to their emotions: anger, lust, fear, laziness. But legacy builders live by vision. Vision is the ability to see beyond today into tomorrow. Ask yourself, where do I want my life to be 10 years from now, 20 years? What impact do I want my presence to have made? Write it down. Define it. Without vision, you will drift like a ship without sails, tossed by every wave of desire. With vision, every action has meaning. Every sacrifice has purpose. 4. Choose relationships that align with your mission. Brother, one of the most important choices you'll make is who you allow into your circle: friends, partners, allies. A man with a mission cannot afford to surround himself with people who drag him down. Your woman should be your supporter, not your distraction. Your friends should sharpen you, not weaken you. If those around you do not push you closer to your vision, then they are pulling you away from it. Legacy is not built alone, but it can be destroyed by the wrong company. Choose wisely. The modern man's challenge. Today, the world tempts men to waste their lives. Endless entertainment, shallow pleasures, meaningless validation on social media. It's designed to rob you of your legacy. But you are not here to waste away. You are here to rise above. Think of this. 100 years from now, everyone you know today will be gone. Your name may be forgotten, or it may live on, and it all depends on how you live now. A true man lives with the awareness of death, not in fear, but in strength. He knows his time is limited, so he does not waste it. He builds something worthy of eternity. So begin today, not tomorrow, not next year, today. Take control of your habits. Define your vision. Build something greater than yourself. Surround yourself with the right people. And never, never trade your mission for fleeting comfort. Because one day, brother, when you are gone, all that will remain is your legacy. Tell me in the comments, what's the first step you will take today to start building your legacy? Brother, let me speak to your soul right now, because this message is not just another video. It is a wake-up call. You are not here by accident. Your life is not random. The fact that you are breathing today means your mission is not yet finished. But here is the question. Are you living in a way that honors that mission, or are you wasting it? Too many men drift through life like leaves in the wind. They let the world dictate their direction. They let women, society, and their own weaknesses decide their fate. And then, when it's too late, they realize they lived as shadows, never as men. But you don't have to follow that path. Every man carries within him the seed of greatness. The question is, will you water it with discipline, sacrifice, and vision, or will you let it wither under laziness, fear, and distraction? Think about this. Every great man you admire once stood where you stand, at the crossroads. The road of ease, comfort, and mediocrity, or the road of struggle, discipline, and eternal impact. Marcus Aurelius could have been just another ruler, chasing pleasure in the Roman palace. Instead, he wrote wisdom that outlived his empire. Mandela could have left prison bitter and small. Instead, he chose forgiveness and became a giant of history. Martin Luther King Jr. could have lived quietly with his family. Instead, he chose courage and spoke words that still ignite fire in men's hearts. And you, what will you choose? Brother, understand this. Legacy is not built on comfort. Legacy is not built by giving in to weakness. Legacy is built by men who stand firm when others fall, who sacrifice when others indulge, who build when others waste. You have one life, one chance, one story. Do not spend it chasing validation. Do not waste it drowning in distractions. Do not throw it away living only for love, only for pleasure, only for yourself. The world is waiting for your contribution. Your children, whether born or unborn, are waiting for your leadership. Your brothers are waiting for your strength. And history is waiting for your legacy. So I challenge you. Wake up tomorrow with purpose. Start the work you've been delaying. Cut off the habits and the people that drain you. Write down your vision and pursue it with ruthless discipline. Refuse to bow to mediocrity. Refuse to be ordinary. Refuse to die forgotten. Because one day, brother, your heart will stop. Your body will return to dust. But what you built, what you stood for, what you left behind, that will remain. And when that day comes, let your name be spoken, not with pity, but with honor. Let your children and their children walk with pride because of the path you paved. Let your story ignite other men to rise higher, to stand taller, to live bolder. This is not just about you. It is about the chain of men that will come after you. It is about the future you will never see, but that you have the power to shape. That, brother, that is legacy. So rise up, stand tall, step into your mission with fire in your heart and steel in your spirit. Build what must be built. Become who you were meant to be, and leave behind a legacy that death cannot erase. Because love will fade, beauty will wither, and riches will pass, but a true legacy will outlive time itself. Tell me in the comments, if you had to define your legacy in one sentence, what would it be? Let us sharpen each other. Let us build this brotherhood. Let us rise together. And if this message spoke to you, if it awakened something inside you, don't just watch, act. Subscribe to Stoic Golden Tribe. Share this with a brother who needs it. And commit today to becoming the man who leaves behind more than a memory. Commit to becoming the man who leaves behind a legacy.